Coachlife, baby. Congratulations, you made it through the eclipse portal. Today should bring you great relief, should you be so inclined as to feel such emotions. Today should be light and loving on your heart. If it's not, I got some prayers up for you. Jared. I was successfully through the eclipse portal for the majority. I mean, like literally up to the point of the eclipse, like 12 o'clock last night. And then at the time of the eclipse, strangest thing ever. Not strange at all, very predictable, but we good. Now, today is Monday. I still got some lesson plans to do, so it's got to be a short coach life. At this point, you should be piecing together a few things, right? So the Lunar New Year, the Chinese New Year, we should be getting our kind of, not mid-season form, but you should be getting some traction. The work that you put in for this Lunar New Year, you should be developing a kind of signature, energetic signature. You should have a sense of what the year should feel like. For those of us who go by the Gregorian calendar, it's a little strange because you're like, well, it's May, and May always tricks people, which is unfortunate because it's my birth month, but a lot of people think May is supposed to be summer, right? And they know it's not, but they want it to be, so they force themselves to think of it that way, and then every time they're reminded that it's not, they get upset at May. It's not May's fault. It's the Gregorian calendar and the feel of being mid-year by the calendar, but also knowing that you're just starting. So if you look at it more so like the start of the second quarter, like, so you got the first quarter, this is a basketball reference, of course. You play the first quarter ends up feeling like a full game to me. It's like you spend so much energy in the first quarter, you're like, wait, what? That's not halftime? That's not the game. It's like, no, got to do that 3 more times, dear sir. So it helps me to feel like this, towards the end of the school year, that's like the first quarter. Don't get mad at May. You're just now getting into, like, the weather is changing for those of us in the Northeast, and you're getting to a point where you can really acclimate to, you won't be wearing the jackets too much longer. And but the transition itself, okay, here it is. Here's your coach life. Transition. When transitioning, that's a whole nother muscle group. That's a whole nother skill set. So you're one way in the winter, you're one way in the summer, you're one way in the spring, you're one way in the fall, but you're also one way when you're going from winter to the next season to the next season. And basketball is called transition basketball. When you're changing from offense to defense, defense to offense. You see, a lot of people overlook the transition phase, and that's why a lot of people get sick. They don't know that their body is actually just the same way when you eat food and your body has to spend energy to break it down, to convert it. When you're transitioning, you have to convert the change. You have to, everything that's different, your body has to say, okay, it has to make a decision. It has to make a informed decision based off of what it now has in front of it, and it has to compare the two. That takes a lot of energy versus just, okay, it's cold, I gotta go through it, I gotta go through it. Now it's like, it's cold, but it was kind of, do you feel, and your body's like, what? Mucus, pollen, and then the next day it's cold. Whoa. That's why global warming is not so much the issue, although of course it's the issue, but climate change is the one that affects you on the day-to-day. It's climate change. The change is more dynamic, okay? So we're entering a period where people have to really be mindful, and you have no choice but to be sensitive to it. If you're not aware of it, it's going to do damage on you and your ignorance, for sure. This is not one of those things where ignorance is bliss. If you don't track it, you're going to, when you do get run down or tired from dealing with invisible battles that you don't know you're dealing with, you're going to take it out on other things. So this is one of those scenarios where it pays to pay attention. All right, so transition. We are transitioning. As I always say, learning to murder the transitions is the best thing ever. I need a better word for it. That's very basketball, kind of, you don't want to murder, but you do want to really master. That's it. Master the transitions. So, Coachlife, master the transitions. Ciao.